In the middle of the blazing savannah, a group of baboons is making a mistake. A fatal mistake. And when the mother's instinct arises, will anyone return alive? Deadly mistake. A group of baboons foolishly teases a baby leopard, and the horrifying ending of the mother leopard. This is Africa. The continent of harsh contradictions. The savannah stretches to the horizon. A brilliant golden sea. The sparse forest is shady. A hiding place for life. And the barren Rocky Mountains and the dry desert. In this harsh landscape, life and death are only a breath apart. This is the common home of countless creatures. Giant elephants silently cross the river. Zebras and antelopes jostle for fresh grass. Buffaloes gather into an indomitable block of steel. But this place is also the domain of proud predators, lions, leopards, hyenas, always lurking for the chance to strike the final blow. In that world, baboons stand out as noisy and aggressive warriors, living in large herds spread across many lands. Their every step is a challenge, and every encounter can turn into a ruthless battle. In Africa, survival is never a given. Every moment can explode into a life and death struggle, where the careless pay with their lives. The sun gradually climbs higher, the light pouring down on the dry savannah. The baboons begin their daily journey, a food hunt that lasts for hours. They weave through thorny bushes, climb trees, and dig through the sand to find ripe fruit, insects, or anything that can be stuffed into their stomachs. Even if they are lucky, a nest of bird eggs or a small lizard cannot escape their clutches. Baboons are master omnivores. Their ability to eat everything has helped them survive in the harshest environments in Africa, from the vast savanna to the barren Rocky mountainsides. An adult can weigh up to 30-40 kilograms, with a body as solid as steel, and fangs longer than those of a wolf of the same size. In the sunlight, their dark faces and sly eyes shine with an unmistakable arrogance. Their society is as harsh as their surroundings. Herds of up to 100 individuals are always dominated by a dominant male with strength and aggression. Females take care of their young, but are also subject to the domination of the stronger ones. During mating seasons, fierce battles between males often break out, where the loser is forced to retreat, leaving the throne to the winner. Roars echo through the herd. Two adult males face off, their muscles bulging, their fangs shining brightly in the midday sun. They rushed at each other. The females hugged their young tightly, retreating deep into the outer circle, their eyes filled with fear and resignation. The show of power lasted until one of them gave in, running away with the winner's howling of joy. That fierceness was not just a fight for position. It was a battle to pass on blood. And for the females in the herd, the victory of the strong meant being forced to submit, because the alpha male always had the exclusive right to reproduce. Here the cruel law of nature was most clearly revealed. Strength determines everything, and the survival of the entire herd depends on the ruler. And it was also that aggressive nature that made the baboons not hesitate to confront any species. They were willing to challenge hyenas, lions, and even dared to attack to steal prey. The whole herd of baboons could become a ferocious army, ready to attack anyone who dared to invade. So, is there anyone strong enough to stop them? The answer is yes. While the baboons were still immersed in the noise of their demonstrations, not far away, a figure was quietly hiding under the canopy of a large tree. The leopard, the proud lone wolf of the savannah. In contrast to the noise of the baboons, the leopard was the embodiment of absolute silence. Its golden fur was covered with black flecks, a perfect camouflage that turned it into a shadow that melted into the mottled light of the sparse forest. With a lean, muscular body, weighing from 50 to 90 kilograms, the leopard could sprint at a speed of more than 60 kilometers per h in a short distance, just enough to deliver a lightning-fast killing blow. But today, it is not alone. On a high branch protected by thick foliage is a leopard cub. For the mother, it is the safest place, because only leopards have the skills to carry their cubs up high trees away from the claws of lions, hyenas, or wild dogs. It is this outstanding climbing ability that is the secret weapon that helps leopards survive, making them one of the few predators that can hide their spoils in the treetops to avoid being robbed. To keep the cub alive, the mother leopard is forced to leave to find food. The world out there is harsh, and a small mistake can end the bloodline. In the swaying savanna grass, it crouches on the dry ground, every muscle coiled under its golden fur dotted with flowers. Its bright eyes lock onto an impala that has broken away from the herd, carelessly bending down to graze. Not a sound. Only cruel patience. The mother panted, hot liquid still lingering in her teeth. The spoils were hers, and that was the guarantee of survival for the cub waiting on the high branch. She had brought life to her cub. The loud sound mixed with the wind was unlike anything familiar. And then, the cub's childish scream tore through her chest. Without a moment's hesitation, the impala's body fell to the ground with a thud. The mother's whole body tensed up, darting like a living arrow, piercing through the dry grass. Around the bushes, the baboons howled, their red eyes flashing with cruelty. For them, teasing, or killing, a small leopard cub is not only a pastime but also a way to erase future dangers. But one of them suddenly turns around. It screams loudly in alarm. The mother leopard rushes forward. A pounce. Jaws clenched. The scream is muffled. Disappears. There is only deadly silence. It is a harsh lesson for those who go beyond the limit. And a testament to the absolute power of maternal instinct, ready to turn a silent predator into a raging storm to protect its small creature. But that anger soon gave way to maternal love. She slowly approached, making a soft sound of reassurance. In the harsh savanna, where death lurks behind every blade of grass, this is a rare moment when life is preserved by the absolute power of maternal love. This story, in the end, is not just about revenge. It is a lesson in the delicate balance of power on the African savanna. The baboons, with the power of numbers, have forgotten their place in the food chain. They have challenged a rule older than their own species. Here, there are boundaries that must never be crossed. The boundary of territory. The boundary of power. And the ultimate boundary, guarded by claws and fury, is maternal love. Anyone foolish enough to cross it will face a fury they could never imagine. In the harsh savanna, where death lurks behind every blade of grass, this is a rare moment where life is preserved by the sheer power of maternal love. But to save that little creature, the mother leopard paid a price. Far away under the tree, the impala carcass she left behind now sends a death call through the air. And on the savanna, no call goes unanswered. From the darkness, figures emerge. Hyenas. Their wild, sycophantic laughter tears apart the sacred silence. They are the opportunists of the savanna, the ruthless cleaners who always follow the tragedies and triumphs of others. They do not need the explosive speed of a leopard, nor the powerful pounce of a lion. Their weapons are endurance and jaws, with the strongest bite of any African carnivore, enough to crush a buffalo's thigh bone. Like baboons, hyenas are known for their recklessness, ready to challenge any species, even if the opponent is many times stronger. That recklessness, combined with their tight-packed nature, has made them one of the most fearsome forces on the savanna. An adult hyena can weigh up to 70 kilograms, with a short, stout body and high shoulders, making it lean forward as if it were always ready to pounce and tear. In particular, their society follows a matriarchal system. The females are larger, more ferocious, and have absolute leadership. This is one of the few carnivores where the female sex dominates, and that power is passed down through the mother line. Not only good at stealing prey, hyenas are also experienced hunters. When they join forces, they can take down zebras, buffaloes, and even make lions wary. Many times on the savanna, people have witnessed a seemingly impossible scene. A pack of hyenas recklessly surround the lone king. They are fearless, step-by-step approaching, their teeth bared, their growls mixed with wild howls echoing throughout the grasslands. The lion roars loudly, but that power is gradually swallowed by the collective stubbornness. And many times the so-called hegemons were forced to retreat, leaving behind their spoils and bitterness. One hot afternoon, a lion had just taken down its prey. Its body was still heaving with each rapid breath when the darkness shivered and moved. Pairs of golden eyes flashed in the grass. Hyenas. Dozens of them came like a nightmare. They did not rush in immediately. They slowly closed the circle, one by one advancing, heads bowed low, shoulders raised high, baring their fangs and laughing wildly. The shrill laughter resonated into a chaotic chorus, drowning out the sound of the wind whistling across the savannah. The lion roared loudly, rushing forward to knock down a reckless person. The fight turned into chaos. The absolute strength of a mighty individual was instantly crushed by the perseverance and recklessness of the whole pack. Finally, the golden body had to stop. It was forced to abandon its spoils, retreating in resentment, leaving the blood feast for the opportunists. On the savannah, glory does not belong to the strongest, but to the most stubborn. And in that cruel game, the hyena is a living proof. And then just a few hundred meters apart, the savannah witnessed two extremes. On one side was the chaotic feast of the opportunists, on the other side was the gentle embrace of maternal love. In this harsh land, cruelty and sacred beauty always go hand in hand. It is this paradox that has shaped Africa since its birth. If you love dramatic survival stories of the wild world, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss the next journey. Where the boundary between earth and sky is just an endless stretch of golden grass. Where the footprints of wild animals still leave their mark on the dry ground, and the wind still blows like a whisper of all things. Masai Mara appears like a living epic of African nature. Masai Mara, the land of the wild. On the endless grasslands of Masai Mara, a slender shadow moves silently close to the ground. It is the African cheetah, Acenonyx jubatus, the fastest animal on land, a creature whose every muscle, every blood vessel is designed to serve a single task: running and catching prey. The cheetah's slender body, long legs, flexible spine, and large chest all combine to create an ideal structure for sprinting. Unlike lions or leopards, cheetahs have claws that cannot be fully retracted, like spikes that help them grip the ground when accelerating. This remarkable feature allows the cheetah to reach speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour in just the first few seconds, faster than a race car starting. On the cheetah's face, there are two black lines running from the eyes down the sides of the muzzle, which are not only identification marks, but also act as natural sunglasses. Helping to reduce glare and increase accuracy when observing prey in the hot. Grasslands. Although speed is the main weapon, the cheetah's attack strategy requires calculation. Cheetahs carefully observe their targets, which are usually young, old, weak, or separated from the herd, and only attack when there are favorable factors: wind direction, distance, terrain, and cover. Unlike many other carnivores, cheetahs are solitary hunters. In some cases, especially in the Serengeti, males may form small groups, often siblings, to hunt in formation. However, most cheetahs live alone and depend entirely on their individual skills to survive. On the vast grasslands, the midday sun burns each blade of dry grass, creating a gentle heat rising from the ground. The wind blows gently across the field, carrying the smell of dust, of the earth, and the tension that is gradually spreading in the air. A pack of cheetahs is on the move. No longer hidden, they are now showing their slender, graceful bodies, each step light as a glide, but full of determination. Each keeps a tactical distance, eyes locked on the target ahead. Two adult ostriches, grazing in the open, unaware that they are about to become the center of a perfect attack. The cheetahs did not choose this prey because it was easy, but because it was a worthy challenge. One wrong move could result in a bone-breaking kick. The sun was slowly sinking below the horizon of the Masai Mara, the sunset tinting the vast undulating grasslands with a golden glow. In the middle of the vast expanse, isolated from other herbivores, a group of African ostriches quietly made their way towards the dry sands, an ideal place to forage and find a mate. In the animal world, few species are as strange and majestic as the ostrich, the largest bird on the planet. With an average height of 2.1 to 2.7 meters and a weight of up to 150 kilograms, the African ostrich, Struthio camelus, they cannot fly, but in return they are true athletes of the savannah. Their long and powerful legs not only help them run at speeds exceeding 70 kilometers per hour, but also become effective defensive weapons. Each kick from an ostrich's leg can cause serious injury to enemies, even lions or hyenas. The body of an ostrich is designed for running. Although the wings are small, they play a role in maintaining balance when moving at high speeds. Their eyes are large, nearly 5 centimeters in diameter, the largest in the bird world, helping them detect danger from a distance, sometimes hundreds of meters. In the flat environment of the grasslands, that vision is a vital weapon. Ostriches live in small flocks of a few individuals to a few dozen, usually consisting of a dominant adult male and many females. They eat a variety of food: grass, seeds, fallen fruits, roots, and even insects and small reptiles. As dusk lengthens the shadows of the ostriches on the ground, the air over the grasslands gradually changes to the quiet of night. But in the rhythm of the changing seasons, the Masai grasslands are not completely silent. A subtle but powerful change is taking place as the mating season begins. The morning sun shines on the smooth, dark feathers of the adult male ostrich. The skin on its neck and legs turns a bright pink, a clear sign of surging reproductive hormones. In the open field, the male enters his signature display. All around, the females watch calmly but do not take their eyes off. The choice is not random. Only the male with a strong physique, smooth feathers, and impressive display is enough to attract a mate. When a female approaches and bows her head, a sign of acceptance, the mating process is quick but successful. On the open ground, a shallow hole has been dug with feet and beaks, an egg nest. Not one, but many females in the flock will take turns laying eggs in this common nest. Each egg is almost as big as a small ball, with a thick, ivory white shell, weighing up to 1.5 kilograms, the largest egg in the entire vertebrate world. Although many females participate in laying eggs, only one male and one dominant female are allowed to incubate, a special model rarely seen in birth. Under the blazing sun of the Masai Mara, the ground seemed to steam in the midday heat. The air was heavy, tense, and the chirping of insects became clearer than ever. In the middle of the clearing, a female ostrich was incubating her eggs, her large body pressed close to the ground, her wings covering the ivory white eggs. Like a living shield protecting the fledgling life that had not yet formed. It seemed like a peaceful moment, but her eyes were still constantly watching, looking up, circling, tense. Every movement in the grass was recorded. In the wild, incubation is never a passive act. It is a silent watch, where any mistake can cost the next generation. The nest, though dug low and hidden in the dry grass, was still an attractive target for predators. From behind a nearby mound, a few wild dogs began to approach, moving silently under the thick grass. They had smelled the presence of the eggs. The female ostrich sensed something. She perked up slightly, not moving from her position, but ready to react. Rather than rushing straight to defend, the female ostrich decided to distract. She stretched her neck and charged in the opposite direction, creating strong flapping of her wings and a loud noise that sent dust flying. A familiar tactic to draw the predator's attention to her and protect the nest behind. But the pack of wild dogs was not fooled. One of the younger, faster ones broke away and charged straight for the egg on the edge. It did not hesitate, did not waver. By the time the ostrich turned around, it was too late. When the dust settled and the wild dogs retreated, the air around the nest fell silent again, but not the silence of peace, but of a moment of waiting. Under the hot sand and the wings that had not left the nest for many hours, the ostrich eggs began to move. The ivory shell gently vibrates with the rhythm of the push from inside. A few rattling sounds echo, fragile but full of life. Thin cracks spread like spider webs on the surface. From within, tiny beaks begin to emerge, patiently tapping each time to break the shell that has been protecting them for more than 40 days. Within a few hours, the other eggs hatch one by one. The entire nest is now a flock of fledgling ostrich chicks, huddled next to the tall legs of their Under the protection of the male and female ostriches, the chicks quickly learn to adapt to the harsh environment. The chicks are not taught by words, but by observation and imitation. They imitate the way their parents peck at the ground, select seeds, dig for roots, and avoid dangerous insects. Against the cloudless blue sky, the dry ground gradually heats up under the midday sun. In the distance, a rare shallow puddle remains after the rains of the previous season. This is a frequent destination for many species, where herds of animals come to quench their thirst, find food, or simply escape the heat. From behind the tall grass near the water's edge, the pack of African wild dogs appeared again. They were not in a hurry, not in a need to hide, just walking leisurely but carrying an instinctive alertness. Their ears were erect, their eyes constantly scanning the space for every movement in the space. Today they lingered around the edge of the water, not hunting, but also not missing any opportunity. The African wild dog lichen pictus is a highly social carnivore distinguished by its mottled coat of yellow, black, and white, with no two individuals alike. They have a slender body, long legs, large ears, and a strong heart, all of which are optimized for persistent hunts that can last for kilometers. Unlike other single predators, wild dogs hunt in organized packs, usually 6 to 20 individuals. They coordinate perfectly through calls, gestures, and quick reactions like a well-trained fighting unit. Once they have chosen their target, they do not give up until the prey collapses from exhaustion. Under the blazing sunlight that slant across the sparkling water, the flock of ostrich chicks still slowly moves towards the puddle. Behind, the male and female ostriches have already noticed the presence of the threat. It does not take long for the pair of ostriches to force the pack of dogs to retreat to the edge of the thick grass. There is no longer a direct threat. Order is temporarily restored. In this harsh land, moments of decisive defense are the boundary between loss and continued survival. For ostriches, power lies not in their claws but in their speed, bravery, and determination to protect the young life placed in their hands. As the sun begins to set on the western horizon, the orange light dyes the Masai Mara grasslands in a mystical hue. Tall grasses sway in the afternoon wind, birds of prey circle overhead. In the midst of this scene, human figures appear. Maasai with their distinctive red robes, long spears in hand and colorful necklaces are moving through their ancestral land. This is not only a grassland of wild animals, but also the place that witnessed the harshest rites of passage in Maasai culture, the lion hunt. In the past, a young Maasai man to be recognized as a true warrior, a Moran had to face an adult male lion. Not to kill for pleasure, but to prove his courage, determination and ability to protect the community. It is a test of intelligence, strength and sacrifice. The warriors will not use bows or arrows, or long-range weapons. They enter the confrontation with only a spear and faith in themselves. Each scar on their body is a badge. Each time they survive a confrontation with the ultimate predator, they are recognized as adults in their community. Although today the tradition is no longer practiced as before, partly due to conservation laws, and partly due to changing perceptions, in each of their steps, the old spirit still echoes. The Maasai are no longer the ones confronting lions, but have become the guardians, protecting the very beast that was once a symbol of courage. In the vast savanna, people and animals that were once on opposite sides of the battle line now live side by side in a new rhythm of life, a transformation that does not lose its core, but enriches its identity. Tradition still lives not on spears, but on understanding and living together with nature.